Wifelike Enterprises introduces an advertisement targeting men, suggesting that having an AI-programmed wife or companion would add excitement to their lives. The company specializes in manufacturing registered companions who are designed to act as submissive spouses, providing pleasure and satisfaction to their owners. William Bradwell, a highly accomplished agent responsible for safeguarding the well-being of these companion bots, is rewarded with his own registered companion. Surprisingly, this companion bears a striking resemblance to his late wife, Meredith. Accompanied by her, William brings her back to their home. With patience and care, William assists Meredith in regaining her sense of identity and their relationship dynamics. That night, as they sit together on their bed, Meredith guides William on activating her features, specifically in terms of intimacy. She explains the terms and conditions of her use, making William aware of his liability in case of any damage that may occur. Throughout the conversation, Meredith speaks in the third person, refraining from fully assuming her own identity. To fulfill her role as a wife companion, Meredith asks William about his desires until they eventually engage in intimacy. However, this setup comes with a limitation: they cannot sleep together, as Meredith needs to recharge for optimal performance the following day. The next morning, William is engrossed in watching the morning news while Meredith prepares his breakfast. The news reports on a demonstration orchestrated by the Scare Group, a collective advocating for the rights of AI beings, protesting against Wifelike Enterprises and their unfair treatment of women. Subsequently, the news highlights the abduction of wife companions, leaving Meredith puzzled as to why someone would steal a companion. William informs her that the abductions were orchestrated by the Scare organization, a presumed revolutionary group. He explains that their objective is to ensure the safety of wife companions and reveals his plan to pursue the mastermind behind the group, known as the Ringmaster. Furthermore, he mentions that some companions are sold on underground markets, while others are reprogrammed to carry explosives and walk through crowded areas. After having breakfast, William bids farewell to Meredith as he needs to report to work. At the office, his supervisor addresses the agents, raising awareness about the escalating trend of wife-companion abductions. She commends William for his exceptional performance, using it as motivation for others to work diligently and remain vigilant in the face of diminishing numbers. The protection agency manages to locate a group of abducted companions in a dimly lit room within a house. A companion named Wendy awakens and quickly assesses her surroundings. Realizing she has been abducted, she silently leaves the room, cautious not to alert her captors. Once she confirms the coast is clear, she grabs a coat and escapes through a window. Upon landing on the ground, Wendy's attempt to flee is hindered by a malfunctioning neck collar that causes static interference, impeding her movement. Losing her balance, she falls to her knees. In this vulnerable state, William discovers Wendy and approaches her carefully, inquiring about her name and condition. Wendy introduces herself and explains that her operational services have been disconnected. She provides William with information about the other companions still inside the room, including a description of one of their abductors. Instructing Wendy to stay safe, William proceeds to enter the house, leaving his partner, Agent Jack Dirksen, outside. Stealthily navigating the premises, William spots a shadowy figure seemingly throwing punches in the air. He points his gun at the man, only to realize that he is immersed in a virtual reality game. Taking advantage of the distraction, William incapacitates the man with a punch and proceeds to the room where the companions are being held. Approaching a companion sitting in the corner, William assesses her condition when he hears a commotion behind him. Another man has grabbed the companion as a hostage. Fortunately, William swiftly neutralizes the threat before the man can harm anyone. At that moment, Jack enters the room, and William entrusts him with handling the captured individuals. William leaves the scene, relying on Jack to ensure their safety. Back at William's residence, Meredith reclines on her specialized chair to initiate the recharging process. As she closes her eyes, she is transported to the dreamscape, where she encounters Ito, her interactive dream operator. Ito assists Meredith in choosing what to dream about, and for this particular moment, he decides to send her to a birthday party. Meredith finds herself gracefully descending a staircase, being the center of attention. In this dream scenario, Meredith is celebrating her own birthday, and William soon joins her, offering warm greetings and complimenting her beauty. However, their moment is interrupted by an unfamiliar woman who requests Meredith's presence for a dance. The woman, Lyddy, introduces herself as someone familiar to Meredith but forgotten. As they dance, Meredith notices a masked man standing in a corner. Intrigued, she approaches him, and he confusingly hands her a card, claiming it will help her remember everything, before swiftly departing. Meanwhile, William arrives at the Wifelike Enterprises building to deliver the companions he rescued during his recent operation. The staff escorts him and the companions to a lounge where the other ladies are gathered. Upon arrival, William has an odd encounter with two companions named Ollie and Liddy, who gaze at him with anger and even make offensive gestures. The staff asks William to dismiss them, explaining that these two are known for their rude behavior. The next morning, Meredith asks Ito about the masked man who gave her the card in her dream. However, Ito finds no record or memory of him in her dream history. Meredith decides to focus on familiarizing herself with the real Meredith's hobbies instead. Ito begins listing the activities that the original Meredith enjoyed. Surprisingly, Meredith suggests exploring activities not registered in her previous memory, like knitting. After a while, she decides to venture outside for a bike ride but narrowly avoids colliding with a peculiar woman who claims to know her. This persistent lady insists that they have a connection and pressures Meredith to regain her lost memories. When Meredith shares her encounter with William, he cautions her to be cautious around women, as some harbor resentment toward companions for diverting men's attention away from them. Later in the day, as the couple relaxes outside, William notices Meredith starting to refer to herself as I, indicating the merging of her AI self with the memories of the real Meredith. The couple is delighted with this progress, and Meredith surprises William by presenting him with an item she knitted that evening. As she enters her dreamscape, Meredith informs Ito that she is gradually becoming acquainted with the genuine Meredith's memories. She decides that her dream should revolve around her first encounter with William. However, this beautiful dream takes a nightmarish turn when she discovers the masked man standing beside her instead of William. The man insists on extracting every piece of information about Meredith, and just as he lunges at her, William abruptly wakes her from the distressing dream. Meredith's curiosity about the masked man intensifies, but William assures her that the man is unimportant. The following morning, the Wifelike company dispatches William on another mission to retrieve a companion named Lisa Mooser. Despite the brief interaction with Lisa, William becomes increasingly aware of her unusual behavior. Lisa exhibits a sense of independence and defiance, which goes against the submissive nature expected of registered companions. Despite his efforts to convince her to accompany him, Lisa defies his expectations. She escapes from him, locks herself in a room, and ultimately jumps out of a window, leaving William perplexed. Meanwhile, as Meredith cleans the house, she discovers the presence of the enigmatic woman from the previous encounter sitting in their living room. Meredith confronts her, questioning how she managed to find her. However, the woman mocks Meredith's predictable and robotic demeanor. In an attempt to capture Meredith's attention, the woman begins discussing the mysterious man's desire to meet her. Sensing a potential abduction ploy, Meredith counters by suggesting that this could be one of their tactics. She then warns the woman that their conversation is being recorded and insists that she leave before William returns. Despite the threat, the woman remains unfazed and leaves a message for William. Finally, she reveals that the enigmatic man behind the mask is named Keen. Before departing, the woman discloses her own name as Louise. Back at the company, William has just finished returning a companion to its owner when he comes across an advertisement promoting the sale of AI-powered babies. He questions the staff about the necessity of such creations, voicing his strong objections. William demands to speak with Mary Inventor, the creator of Wifelike Enterprises, featured in the advertisements. Upon facing Marion, William expresses his concerns about Lisa's behavior and worries about the potential for similar occurrences in the future. However, Marion dismisses William's complaint, assuring him that there is nothing to worry about and that a little chaos and uncertainty are part of the evolving future. Upon returning home, Meredith greets William in her usual manner, asking about his day as the perfect wife. She shares the unexpected visit from Louise and inquires about Keen. William's unusual reaction to Keen's name prompts Meredith to offer playing the recorded video of her encounter with Louise, providing him with insight into the conversation. After a few moments, William contacts Jack, interrupting his burgeoning romance with his partner. As duty takes precedence, Jack promptly rushes to William's house to assist in tracking down Keen, who is believed to be associated with the Scare organization. Seeing an opportunity to dismantle the group and ensure the safety of the companions, William and Jack decide to hack into Meredith's dream in order to locate Keen. They also make note of the address Keen provided to Meredith as the meeting point. Jack and his team forcefully enter the supposed location only to find a case emitting gas, indicating that they have fallen into Keen's trap. Meanwhile, William arrives at the address provided by Keen and discovers a mannequin, realizing that he has also been deceived. Concerned for his wife's safety, he rushes home to check on her. Upon returning home, Meredith informs William that she found a notebook outside earlier when someone knocked on the door. In a defeated tone, William reveals Meredith's dark past, explaining her involvement in a tragic bombing incident that resulted in fatalities. He emphasizes that his actions are driven by the desire to protect her. William contacts Jack through a video call, acknowledging that Keen is one step ahead of them. He devises a new defense strategy that involves meeting Keen within Meredith's dream. However, Jack reminds him of the importance of abiding by the law and ethical standards in their approach. William assures Jack that he only intends to talk to Keen and proposes going to his location. At Keen's place, William instructs Meredith to wake up when her battery drops to 10% before they both enter the dreamscape. As William confronts Keen face to face, he requests Meredith and Jack to give them privacy. Meredith steps away, but as she becomes disoriented, she desperately calls for Ito to transport her to another dream, bringing her back to her birthday party. Moments later, William and Keen are also transported into the same dream, and Meredith witnesses their intense fight. William urges everyone to leave the area and continues his physical altercation with Keen. Although William gains momentum, just as he is about to deliver a decisive blow, Meredith's low battery forces her to wake up. Upon returning to reality, William is frustrated by how close he was to defeating Keen. He apologizes to Meredith for involving her in such a dangerous situation and suggests wiping her memories when they return home. However, Meredith strongly opposes the idea of erasing her memories. William reassures Meredith that he will support her throughout the process of regaining her memories. Meredith places her trust in him and agrees to return to Wifelike Enterprises for a memory wipe. However, upon meeting the other wife companions, Meredith begins to unravel the puzzles of her life. As she converses with them, a companion named Ollie provokes Meredith to remember her past, similar to what others have been attempting. Ollie shares a secret with her, explaining how she can hold on to her memories by saving them in dream mode and retrieving them through random dreams after undergoing the memory wipe. Upon hearing this, Meredith realizes that this is not the first time her memories have been wiped. Hastily, she meets Ito in her dreamscape and instructs him to play all the dream files she saved randomly, hoping to piece together her forgotten memories. On the other hand, Louise manages to enter Jack's apartment, where she encounters Holly, Jack's partner. She hands Holly a flash drive and asks her to deliver it to Jack, despite Holly's suspicions about her. Holly eventually gives the flash drive to Jack, containing highly confidential information crucial for resolving Keen's case. The following morning, Meredith's memory wipe is completed. However, as she sits rigidly, she starts experiencing sudden flashbacks of her true memories, including her real identity, her connection to Keen, and how she met William. When she faces William back at their house, she pretends to have no recollection of her past and acts as if everything is new to her. The scene unfolds like déjà vu as William goes through his usual introduction about himself. Just as William tells Meredith that she is his wife, Jack enters their house and interrupts William's delusion. William politely asks Meredith to give them privacy, and once she's out of sight, Jack confronts William about his lies and the fact that he took the life of Keen Morrison, Meredith's true partner. After allowing William to explain himself, Jack informs him of his impending arrest and revokes his companion ownership privileges. In a bid to protect his secret, William draws his firearm and shoots Jack. Later, he discovers that Meredith witnessed his crime, and she innocently points out how William executed Jack, reminiscent of how he killed Keen. In that moment, William realizes that Meredith's memory was not completely wiped out. She remembers everything, including William's growing obsession with her and his use of his power to detain her and Keen, forcing them to join him in his car. Vividly, Meredith recalls her initial encounter with William as they conversed inside the car. She first met him when she approached his door, seeking his signature to support their protest against Wifelike Enterprises and the creation of wife companions. Since then, William relentlessly stalked her like an obsessed individual. Meredith grew increasingly fearful of him but felt powerless to escape his clutches. She was unable to intervene when William asked Keen to step out of the vehicle and brutally took his life. Back in the present, William attempts to justify his actions by claiming that he did everything to protect Meredith. He even mentions smothering her in her sleep using a pillow she had knitted and placing a ring on her finger to make it appear as if she were his wife. However, Meredith's pent-up rage renders William's sweet talk ineffective. Fueled by anger, she activates her strength mode, setting it to maximum. She grabs William by the collar, overpowering him and sending him crashing to the floor. It is also revealed that Louise is the one who has been hacking into Meredith's dreams, impersonating Keen and using a mask to force her to remember her past. Each act of pain that Meredith inflicts on William serves as retribution for the misery he inflicted upon her. She decisively incapacitates him, rendering him unable to harm her any longer. Achieving freedom from William opens up a new chapter in Meredith's life. She is joyfully reunited with her fellow female comrades, who eagerly await her return. Her comrades embrace Meredith warmly, allowing her to reclaim her position as the esteemed ringmaster of the scare. She presents her plans for the emancipation of every wife companion, vowing that they will never again submit to anyone's control. The room erupts in cheers and applause, filled with the promise of a fresh start. Life is about to take on a whole new meaning. Meanwhile, within the walls of the Wifelike building, Marion Venter mourns the loss of Agent Jack Dirksen, a tragedy falsely attributed to the Scare organization. Venter pledges to bring justice for Dirksen's death by apprehending the ringmaster responsible. He announces that he will assign Agent William Bradwell, who has also become a companion, to lead this critical mission. A fierce confrontation is brewing as Meredith and William vow to track each other down.